Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Mr. R, this is Mr. Echo, and we are with the team of Offering Happiness. Please introduce yourselves. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Monish. I'm here at Offering Happiness working as an operation head right now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Neeraj and I'm a co-founder of Offering Happiness.
Hi, I'm Santosh Pandey. I'm also a co-founder of Offering Happiness.
Cool. So we have this little tradition in our podcast where we have a little nickname for everybody who joins our podcast, so that every time they come with us, they feel like friends in our podcast, so that we can have a little bit of a bonding, you know. So do you guys have an internal nickname that you can like share, or just choose one for yourself?
I think it's pretty funny.
I think we should start with
What is that?
What's your nickname?
What's your nickname, please?
Generally, for people who don't know my name, they call me Superman.
Superman?
But because these guys don't really respect me, they call me Appu.
Appu? No, I thought it was Appu from Simpsons, but
I'd love to be the
Appu from Simpsons. Okay. He's a worldwide known like character, and then you can take that brand recognition, put it into Offering Happiness, Operations Head, right? Correct?
Okay, let's.
This guy is not this guy, not everyone.
Let me hold
Actually,
the mic. At least let
Appu
me
and
do
Operations Head kind of matches.
These people call me, not these people, this guy called me Kafle. And not usually people call me Kafle. Beside that, I think I don't have other name. So you can call me Kafle.
Oh, okay. Kafle, Appu, and
Boko.
Boko. No.
The first time that I heard about this word for me, actually.
So he's Pandey, Panda.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
When you have your last name as Pandey, that's your nickname.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Oh my God!
We've
Okay,
already
hold this.
done that.
I got a little story. If you watched one of our other podcasts, we did it with Tech Kunja.
Episode 8. I
Episode
guess.
8. Yeah, self promotion here. There's a dude in there, circle. He's also called Pandey because they said, and I quote them, Pandey is the most vestigial thing for anybody named Pandey, because everybody is called Pandey. So the first name is non-existent.
Even other Pandays call other Pandey.
Oh, we have. I'm the only Pandey here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. So, why don't you, Pandey, Mr. Pandey, I'd like to give you a lot more respect than most people.
That's fine. Mr. Pandey.
If you want to make him a cute, then you can call Panda.
Yes, but this is serious. We put a 1-minute video of them in the Nepal Startup Meet 2019 playlist. And that was the most watched video in that playlist, 100. And then there's a girl who says, "Oh my God, Santosh heart." And we're like, "What?" I've been posting videos for the past 3 months, and I got shit. And then this guy gets a heart. I'm jealous, honestly, but he's got a brand recognition for that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your startup and your business, Offering Happiness? We know a lot about it. We've heard the whole story, but we want our audience members to know a little bit about it.
Oh, that's fine. So, Offering Happiness, it's Nepal's first ever surprise planning company and happiness distributor. So we deliver gifts, personalized gifts, and create experiences in the most surprising way, so that we can make people happy. So we sell happiness. In other words, we sell happiness, and that's what we're doing right now.
That's cool. So this is a question we asked right before we started this podcast. So happiness, what kinds of happiness? What kinds? Please describe clearly what services you provide. And then I have a question after that.
Okay. So we provide a very genuine happiness, not such kind of happiness.
Legal happiness,
legal
right?
happiness, yeah, actually, legal happiness. So so we provide happiness in the form of surprises. So whatever events or recognition or any kind of special days you have, then we plan that event in a very surprising way, and then with the form of surprise, we give happiness to people. And we believe that if you plan a very positive surprise to someone, and there is the chances of people getting happy, it's very higher. So the surprise is the form of happiness, and we plan on that way. The legal happiness.
Dude, like, I know there's so many countries out there where prostitution is legal, and then you just said legal. In those countries, whatever you said, it follows that pattern. So, if we were to assume, would you want to go a little bit further on what you're doing currently? Let's not go to my sort of happiness, because I like to have a lot of happiness in that manner. But like, what packages are you providing? Like, how did you start with how many? And like the pitch you gave like day before yesterday, right?
Yeah. So. So we have a various diverse packages for a different age group, different relationship, different category of people, maybe for mother, or maybe for father, mother, or husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or anyone. So basically, we plan event for special days like birthday, anniversary, or if someone wants to recognize someone, then we plan for that. Or if someone is traveled from outside the country to Nepal, then we plan for them and we make their trip very special. If someone is coming to home, then we plan for a welcome home surprise. So basically we plan on that way. We do that.
That's
so
cool.
Manish, you can add more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Operations head.
That was a weird exchange. Something going on.
I'm not sure. So basically what we do is we don't only plan surprises on occasions, but what we do is we understand emotions most of the times. So when someone comes to us and says that they want to appreciate their boyfriends, or they want to appreciate their mother, or some of them come to us saying that their boyfriends are angry with them for, it's been few months, and how do I make them happy? So that is where we come in, and we plan surprises for them. We make larger than life experiences, create larger than life experiences for them. And one thing that we really believe in is the power of positivity, and that is directly proportionate to happiness as well. And that's how we roll most of the times. We understand emotions, we understand the situations, and according to the occasions or without any occasions, we plan furthermore, and we make people happy through it. More often than not, most people cry because they've been appreciated. They've not been appreciated in other time periods. So that is the only time when they realize that somebody is making soup for them, somebody is making such larger than life experience come true to them. So it's really unique feeling for us. It's a beautiful feeling for us.
The other day when you showed us that video of this lady getting a surprise from her son from Australia and two of her sons from like US, that was really heart touching, because like I can relate to that. I didn't get to see my mom for a long period of time, and that was before your service was launched. I sent like a birthday cake, and my mom's and dad's birthday is like a day apart, so I sent a birthday cake for both of them. They were like so happy. I was wishing like I had to call my cousin and do all of that, and I was wishing there was a service for that. And then you guys have a service right now, but I don't need to do it right now because I'm here, but I can still do it.
Exactly.
I can surprise like somebody like just off the cuff and say, hey, here's a surprise. You know who I would like to surprise in Nepal if I'm in Nepal? I'd probably like to surprise like our action hero, Mr. Rajesh Hamal. Just like so much he's done for everyone. Now he's giving out free money to everyone if they can answer questions, right?
Exactly.
Who wants to be a millionaire, the Nepali version, right? Yeah, correct.
Okay, and how did the idea come? Who's the main guy?
Pandey, start.
So it's a long story actually.
Yeah, we got a lot of time here. They will sit and watch this whole thing.
I'll make it short. So in 2014, I think in 13-14, we were connected, or we used to work for a NGO, or in social sector. We used to work for different trainings, events, and then luckily or fortunately or something, we happened to study in same college. So I joined as a junior in his college.
Which college was that?
National College. It was in Balwatar. Right now it's in Dumbarai.
Oh, dude, my sister, my cousin went to that same college. I didn't mean to stop you.
Okay, go on.
You give me a mic and you give me a camera. I'll talk. I'll keep on talking. Sorry.
Yeah. Then we started organizing different events, and then that's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. They're busy people and they're entrepreneurs, so their phones are always ringing. So you can always understand. Correct. Go on.
Next. So and we used to hang out together, and not only there are other people as well. We are a group of 5 or 6 people, and we used to always think, let's work together, let's work in something of our own, and we started searching ideas for business. So we happen to bring a lot of crazy ideas. For example, maybe start a restaurant with all potato dishes, and sometimes let's start digital marketing company because we're always fond of marketing thing. But one day we were working in one of the event called Live Talk, and in that event we were working with a cool creative team, and they happened to make a lot of creative grips, and they designed set for the show as well. And he was the one who brought the first, he ignited that idea actually. So he shared us the idea that why don't we sell personalized gifts and also sell personalized gifts with surprises. And that thing actually started evolving to now. So that's how we started. And in the beginning we were 4, and then 6, then we happened to be 4, and we started company with 4, and plus 3 other team members, and then later he joined our team, and we became 5 as partners, and again there are 2 people right now passive, and we're 3 as partners right now.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it. If you've seen me not listening to him, I'm fixing this mic. Yeah, probably. I've heard this story before, right? We've done, like, you've given that startup meet speech, and I was blown away. And to be honest, we really liked it, and I've told you the story. My mother liked it, and everybody else who was there liked that pitch. Now, why do you think you have an edge compared to other gifts and gifts and services website that are out there, like other websites that I do not want to name? What edge do you have in comparison to them, at least in the Nepal's market?
Okay, let me add a few things, and then we can take from others. In gifts and experiences, in the experiences side, it's lacking. I think there's no other competitors in Nepal right now for us in experiences side. Hotels and other institutions have been doing it, but not to our extent. In gifts, there's no personalized gifts of our quality or the standard that we're having. So we sell both personalized gifts and experiences. That's one first thing. The other part is we don't just deliver. We make sure that it's a surprise. So when it's a surprise, there's a different kind of dopamine hormone that releases, and which makes the person happy. So I think that's the 2 things. Anything that you like to add?
It's actually basically the same thing. However, because we're the first and the only company that is doing right now, that is, I think, the whole edge is ours, because we have the entire market right now, and because we deliver it in the utmost unique fashion, sometimes crazy as well. Sometimes we go up to the street and sing happy birthday songs to the strangers in the street as well, and give them gifts. So as Sandhu said, we just don't deliver, we make surprises happen when we deliver. Sometimes we send pandas, he's inside the panda sometimes, I'm inside the panda sometimes, he's inside the panda sometimes, we do it all the time.
You should send me sometimes, I want to be the panda.
With the panda's costume, the panda's shape is very theme. So
just
you son of a beautiful mother. He called me fat. Oh my god.
Not what is anyone. I think.
Dude, okay.
He called you cute, actually. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me I don't need to wear the dress? I just need to wear the helmet? Cool.
Yeah, the edge that the panda gives is that you can hug people. I don't think they'll let you hug you if you go in your own flesh.
Dude, they will let me hug me because I'm already cute. My grandma thinks so. It's fine. Yeah, that was a wonderful answer. Now, let's dive into a little bit more about your personal backgrounds, right? You said you went to National College and you studied there. I'm probably thinking you studied Bachelor in Development Studies, right?
Finance.
Finance? That's really interesting. Now, what kind of a person does it take to be an entrepreneur? I'm asking you this because you said you're from finance, you're from development studies. Now you guys are from 2 different fields, but you seem to agree and you work in a similar wavelength in this entrepreneurship. So what kind of workflow do you guys have that is so much different that makes you better than other startups out there?
Basically, there's not much difference actually in terms of the working modality that we work, but because our wavelengths are similar. For example, if some ideas are popping out in his brain right now, then mine in right now, then after a few hours or maybe just
the same idea comes to every one of us.
Every one of us. So that's what happened. The other part is. So we started as a personal relationship because we're so into brotherhood kind of thing. We had like I think 2 or 3 years hanging out and doing events, a lot of events outside, and we used to just I think more in a week I used to spend 2 or 3 days nights in his house.
Oh, that's cool.
That's how that bond was very strong, and that made.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
No.
That's how we started in the beginning. But right now things are going good because I'm looking after marketing, and my interests are personally into marketing and operations, and he's looking after finances because of development finance. But along with that, he's also looking after executions and development. And money is. Why did you tell where do you study? Where do you study?
Yeah. Like you can take the mic, go wild. Like you have the floor.
So I have a long history with. I don't really like studying or something in these colleges. So what happened was I studied +2 in humanities, and I just didn't study anywhere else. So I haven't done my bachelor's. And what made me come to this company is the passion for me to make people happy. So every other time I used to be around with people, a lot of people around me, my friends, and I used to plan surprises for them, and I used to make them happy, and I had a lot of ideas, and I didn't know how to turn that into my kind of money. How do I turn this kind of passion into money? So and then I realized there's this startup. I wanted to start something similar, but then I realized these people are already doing it, and they're my brothers, so I just joined in afterwards, and it's really fun that we've been doing this for such a long time, and we've come through a lot of things, we've done a lot of things, and made a lot of people happy. So a plus for everyone. We are happy as well right now.
That's cool because it doesn't take. You don't need like a degree actually to learn how to work, right?
Yeah, I actually don't think so, because most of the years that I spent not studying and actually working, and those kind of things gave me a lot of skills, public speaking skills. I enhanced a lot of even management skills, a lot of other skills that helped me through my career, and it's still helping me through my career. And I still believe that there's a lot to learn in working rather than in institutions, but there's nothing against the institutions as well.
Yeah, but like from your argument, it's like here's an example why you can say college is a scam. Don't go to college. Don't go to college. Look, dude, like I've seen people take hundreds and thousands of dollars like in US and hundreds and thousands of rupees here in Nepal, just get a degree, and then they at the end of it they have nothing to show for. I talk to them and then I'm like, what did you do for 4 years? Like, oh, they have no idea. At least some people I've seen, like they struggle in school, but after school they they have a drive, they at least get into civil. They're either a civil servant or they're even opening like their own little grocery store, and they're doing something good,
Yeah. There is another case. There is another case as well, because we were in the same college, and we gain a same degree, not the same degree from same university. I think sometimes degree is also important things. That also matters, because going to college, being there, and then making the team, making a circle, that actually give one good
network. It's a networking platform.
Yeah. It's a networking platform, and I think without national college we don't have been together right now. And other part about Manish is that he's not into any academics or something, but he studies book a lot. He watches videos. He's into linguistics programming and stuff. So he does self-study a lot. So it's not that he does not study. He studies a lot.
But that was my point. Like college is a scam. Studying is not a scam. Exactly.
Yeah.
College might be a scam.
Might be, but
We're not promoting it, by the way.
Yeah, we're not saying it. By the way, we put a warning right before this that says everything is fictional. So you could say anything.
no, actually. Okay.
Yeah, subscribe to PewDiePie, by the way.
College is not also a scam. Maybe.
Maybe. We don't know.
We don't know.
I think we need to skip the argument.
Yeah.
Let's.
You want to skip it? Dude, I have 2 mics, 1 guy.
Okay, let's go ahead to the struggle. How did you start from zero to here? The story of the struggle.
Okay, fine.
I'm the one with the speaking a lot, I think. Okay, so when we started, we were 4 and other 3 team members as well. So among 4 as well, 2 of them Neeraj and the other one, co-founder of ours, Avinash Dai. So 2 of them were working as full-time for offering happiness, and I was involved in somewhere else. The idea was we were already kicking off the company, but I was into NGO field. I was looking after projects. I could not come back to offering happiness. And other co-founder Darshan, he was also enrolled with another INGO. So we had to quit jobs because we could not take to that level what we were thinking. So later on, we left our job and we came back to company. And in that time, we were experimenting a lot. We're selling, our revenue was very less. We're not reaching to the market that we're thinking we'll reach, because we're thinking this concept with this liked by our people. Our clients, probable clients, would be young people of 18 to 24. The initial thought that we planned when we were making business plans. But that is the group that we can't afford maybe, or they're not willing to spend money. So then we shifted our target audiences, and we took it to little high, from 20 to above, and then everything started in different way. So we started from small 2 rooms with 7 people, with 5 full-times and 2 co-founders working as part-time. But later on, slowly, I think in a month we used to get 2 to 3 services, or less than that as well. We used to, even in a small mic, it's a bata, it's a jar of love, and we used to sell that, and it cost around 200 rupees. 200 rupees, but every 7 of us used to work for that 200 rupees, because we used to make that special in those days. But later on, we introduced this section of our experiences section, where we brought many experiences, and then we started making money. People started liking our experiences. They started buying. I think it was June when I was traveling to Pokhara, and I just we launched a new product, a new experience that was romantic Gazebo Eve. And
can you explain a little bit about that?
Romantic Gazebo Eve.
Okay.
Good at explaining.
So Romantic Gazebo Eve is an experience that is packaged, that has a lot of experience, that has been packaged into one romantic evening. So what we have there is a venue that lets us decorate a space. There is a gazebo there, so that's the gazebo where we decorate, and we call it gazebo, romantic gazebo. And because we do it in the evening, basically the romantic gazebo Eve, right? The name comes like that. So we compile a lot of things we compile a lot of elements, like we provide gifts to them, frames, cards, and other creative gifts. We provide them experiences, where the surprise experiences. We provide musicians there as well. When they enter into the space, the musicians are ready. If it's a birthday, they start singing happy birthday, and
with a ukulele, probably
with a guitar and everything, and the entire
that's right there. How fortunate.
That person is really surprised. So that's the first experience, I think, that we released, and that was actually a hit, because in Facebook everybody was asking, what's the price, and I think there were a lot of comments, and I think these guys were really happy that this hit it off. And later on, we actually realized that Salman Khan and Katrina Kaif kind of a romantic surprises are really something that people like in Nepal.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
and that's how we evolved from gifts to experiences to making people happy with surprises.
Okay, if you're hearing that sound, I think it's an alarm. Like whenever it hits like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I think that's the one. Because I was trying to figure it out what it was.
Genius.
But it's not even 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock somewhere. I like to be called Nepal's, genius, Garibo ka genius. Bread ka raja, omelette ka badshah, hamara bacha. Anyways, yeah, these are like cool cups right here. Can I hold that one? Oh yeah, that's his face on it. Tells you a lot about the man, huh?
I'm not already a fan.
Yeah, that's.
Black.
What fan are you? Germany, right?
England. He is German.
It is never coming home, my friend. It's never coming home. Anyways, we wanna go ahead. What were we talking about? Like the struggle.
Struggle.
Yeah,
And then
struggle.
from that romantic rosary, actually we started taking this curve, upward curve.
That was the hit.
That was the hit. That was the point. That was in 2017 June. I remember it was June 4 or 5 when I posted the post in Facebook because I was in Pokhara and I just posted that post, and then we started getting a lot of queries. I was so happy that I don't know what was going on, but we started selling. I think in every day we were having one client.
Oh.
That
Nice.
Dude, that I can relate to that. It's similar to us getting a subscriber every day.
Every day, one
Subscriber
subscriber each day.
What?
That was the first hit, but I remember the first order that we got. We just made a Facebook page and then we got an order, and this guy and me was like stalking the meshes, and the guy was asking, "Do you provide us balloon? I mean pictures." So we are not balloon subs, sir. So we cannot provide you a balloon. The first order was prank.
See, this is so similar to each startup, when you start, like that first message, that first client, and you go and see the page, like what they're about, and you want to know more about that. Like when we got like 5 or 10 subscribers, I could see the name. I was like, such a nice dude, subscribe to us. Like similar to us, when you replied to us, like, gave us such a nice dude, replied to us so politely, like that.
Well, one thing that, but still, I look after digital marketing of offering happiness, and till today, every day before going to bed, I scroll how many followers we have more, and then I see everyone's profiles. I don't stalk, but I just see the names, and I find many celebrities liking our pages, and people started following, and that gives us the motivation for the next day actually.
Celebrities or celebrities? There's a difference. There's a difference. Celebrities.
Celebrities and national figures as well. People have started liking our page.
Has Rajesh Dai liked your page? Like that's the benchmark. When you hit it big.
Now Rajesh Dai is going to like our page when you are going to plan a surprise. Pay us for the surprise.
Oh, dude. It's like
And we can do that.
dude. One dude that I wanna have in this podcast from Nepal. Like regardless of anybody, I don't even need like anybody else. I just want to have Rajesh Dai and talk to him like about like how the myth of Rajesh Dai came to be. I want to learn his perspective. I want to know how frustrated Rajesh Dai is about all of this. But like we had this discussion where you just told me off
He's
camera.
not frustrated at all. I've seen him perform on stage about his own jokes.
Yes,
he
like-
jokes about it. He's pretty cool about it. He's not frustrated. Yeah.
We think I mean like we should go in front of his house, print a lot of banners of his memes, and we should be like, you're the biggest fan of his. What
No,
what do you think that kind of a surprise would work?
Dude, like, but that's harassment, though. I don't want to harass. Dude, I don't want to harass anybody. Yeah, it's like a very touchy subject. Like you never know when you're being like annoying to someone, and I have that problem.
Yeah.
I'm myself, and then at some point I realized people are just annoyed. I was like, okay, but who gives a fuck? And just like keep on moving, But anyways, yeah, like if anybody knows Rajesh Dai and then like he's willing to do a podcast with us, please like tell us, like, he speaks really well. He's really one of the best people I know from Nepal, like in terms of intellectual like ability and the acting ability is it's like you can't even match that, and like the personality in itself, you know, like I see that in you, man. Nothing wrong, but because that comment came, I'm gonna come to that hair thing.
Yeah,
too.
the next time he's on the stage, I can just picture it. You will be the girl.
Yeah, like this. I apologize for the lady or girl who we're like we don't mean anything, but I'm just hyping it up for him.
His bal also look like Rajesh Bal. Rajesh Bhai Bal.
Oh, I want to ask you this. What's the difference between working for yourself and then working for someone, like in terms of hair? Because I'm really touchy about having like a certain hairstyle. When you work for somebody, you're supposed to cut it. So when did you actually start to like grow your hair out? I want to ask you this.
I think when we
You've always had it this long?
no. I started in 2 years before that is same time that I started offering happiness maybe.
See. So if you really want to grow your hair in Nepal, you gotta start.
You have to have a startup.
But it's
Yeah, I think few corporate jobs or some jobs you have got to have smaller hair like this. Maybe well professional, yeah, but in many jobs right now they're cool with ears.
yeah.
I think the college was also.
Yeah, in our college it was cool because there's nothing to do with academics and
Dude,
bal.
you know how scary our like +2 college was? They didn't allow us to ride bikes. Long hair was never allowed. And then if you were spotted riding a bike off school, like off time, your bike and like your keys were like taken away.
Taken away,
And it was pretty scary.
And you were called in the assembly and you were
mocked, ridiculed.
Where did you study? Uganda.
I'm going.
I was gonna give it to you. No, take this. I'm gonna ask you. Where did you study +2? I want to ask you this.
Trinity.
Trinity? Dude, like what year was this? Like 2010 to 2012?
Probably.
Probably. Like was it A-levels or +2?
No, but I studied humanities.
Humanities.
+2, yeah.
+2. Dude, at least you we didn't go to Uganda, but like we went to a really good school. People who know us know that we went to a really good school, but.
And
Yeah.
about the hair as well, I had my hair cut by the school 2 times. In the school itself, yeah.
So you saved money.
Yeah.
So one story of him which was
Grab the mic.
really crazy because we're talking about +2 time.
Okay.
So he was someone who walked out of his house home with barefoot. He went to college with barefoot just to experience how it feels.
Whoa.
Is that kind
Yeah, this
He
guy.
experiment a lot.
Oh.
So be aware of him.
Dude, I had a friend when I graduated from A-levels, whatever. And then I had this gap year and I used to hang out with this English poet. He was a friend. He's still a friend, I think. I haven't had contact with him. And then he used to walk barefoot everywhere. This guy from England, this white dude, walked everywhere barefoot. And he said it was one of the most like liberating things ever because like it is, dude. And I tried like not walking everywhere, but I walked around like my neighborhood because
Walking on the grass barefoot is the best thing you can experience.
Yes, yeah, I know.
The most interesting thing about that experience was our teacher, our literature teacher was teaching us about existential crisis and how people don't have any aim in the world. We're just living. So I just wanted to experience if there's no aim, if there's no ways of doing things, why should I follow rules? Why should I do the things that they said? So I just put on my tie, I just put on my coat, I walked barefoot, and that day that was actually interesting because that exact same thing happened in my college as well. They used to cut their hair, they used to not make them ride the bikes and stuff. And one day I just walked in. The guard saw me barefooted. He looked at me and he said nothing. He was startled.
He was like, don't fuck with this guy. He already's got no shoes. He still made it to school. If you fuck with him, he's gonna roundhouse kick you. I have this incident from our school. Now, since we're talking about school days, this is about sharing experience, offering happiness, right?
Okay.
I'm offering happiness right here. So it was raining heavily, and then this dude had like the dirtiest shoes, right? He's been riding a bike. He parked his bike like 20 minutes away, walked 20 minutes away in the rain. He's wearing a raincoat, whatever. Takes off his raincoat and his shoes are dirty. And then he says like the guy in charge says, white shoes dirty. Now this guy has a limited vocabulary when it comes to English. Now we are Nepali, right? You can, if you're in a Nepali school, you can speak Nepali. We'll understand it, right? But there was a bizarre rule where you were supposed to talk English in that school. Okay, this is why, like, if anybody tells us why we have a podcast in English, I'll tell you this: you raised us. Right? This way. Whatever. It's your fault, mom and dad in schools. And then he says, sorry, it's raining. And this is the answer that is popular for any student from that batch. Only you rain, everybody rain. That's what he said. And some other marvels that that gentleman said was like, I have 2 daughters, both girls.
Exactly.
This has been a joke everywhere in TV, but we've heard it say, like we've heard it said, I have 2 daughters, both girls. I'm like, sure.
Only you rain, everybody rain.
Only you rain, everybody rain. Like, and what do you think about this? Like the rule about like not getting to speak Nepali in your own school, and then 10 years later, these same people telling us we're losing ability to speak in Nepali and then write in Nepali. What's this about? You know, you guys want to talk a little bit on this?
Rant on it?
No offense to anyone, but I think schools had, I'm not sure about now, but had the most obnoxious teachers, and they had to force something that they couldn't, do it themselves, because our English teachers were not that good as well when it comes to speaking English. I realize it right now. So I think it's just about, I think most of the schools were pretentious because that was the trend that was going on. And because Nepalese society follow a lot of trends, those were the kind of situations that arose. Because every time we spoke Nepali, we had to pay 5 rupees.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Or you get
that's
like beaten with a stick. Corporal punishment was
one of the girls. I know this experience. One of the toppers girls cried one day, cried her heart out, and a lot of people asked why, and they said she spoke Nepali and she had to pay 5 rupees, and she never spoke Nepali in school.
Dude, that's a lot of psychological scars right there. Like you can't.
But did she cry in English?
That's the question. The girl who cried. Please comment. This is what like I think all the time. Now I want to ask you something. It's about more. We should get back on the topic about offering happiness. Now anyone can answer. Like, if you have like do you have an experience where you've been offering an experience and it has gone horribly wrong, like horribly wrong? And then like you had to deal with it, or like sometimes like people get scared what's happening. Like I remember if I get my mom like an happiness experience, she'll be like, why are you talking and who is this guy playing music? Why is he doing this kind of natak to me? She's that kind of person. But like that might happen, Nepalese parents react that way. Has something like that happened?
Yeah. I remember once there was supposed to the surprise was supposed to prepare by 6 p.m. But our team went there and they start preparing everything. But client called us that we have to be there by 5:30. Now you have to make it ready by 5:30, but that was not possible. And I was there. Even Manish was there. I don't know who was there, but I just forgot that. And we were there, we were preparing everything, and then they came in by 5:30. Now, nothing was ready. And then we just, how we deal, how we prepare for this burst. And then the brother, he just went to a client, the person who planned a surprise, and he asked him, like, go and sit in a side table and order a coffee. You drink like you're coming as a working client. Don't pretend that something is going to happen here. And we just make everything ready. And by 6 we prepared everything. And our surprise consultant went there and I called that lady and that this is everything is for you, and he planned. And then she started crying. We thought, okay, sometimes worst also can turn into best.
Oh.
I think you were there, right?
Oh, like she saw it, and then like the whole preparation, she saw the effort behind it, and then just made her cry. That's awesome, guys. That's awesome.
But actually, we're not on time. Not our fault, but actually they changed the plan, and then
we have to be in time. But 30 minutes, 5 minutes is very crucial for us. And in that particular day, I remember every time I give this example, and the way they deal with the client, and that was very, very important. Like that was very success for us. So that was one worst moment I remember.
And if plan A does not go well, then we always have plan B and backup plans. For example, if we're not on time, then we have something else to do. If something is missing there, then we have something else to sew. So there's always backup plans in our plans. So that's because we're surprise planners.
Because there's so much going on in the event itself, because we make every minor things beautiful. So sometimes when the curtains are if the curtains are not tidy, we have to run back to the office, and we have to get everything ready when they arrive. So there's so much going on in that one minor event, just one evening, but there's so much effort in it, and a lot of things go haywire as well, because not everything goes right all the time, and sometimes.
So this is a surprise planning event, but even the surprise planners get surprised sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of times. Sometimes the venue. Sometimes the venues are not cooperative. Sometimes the food might not be good, and we have to act on our shoes to make the clients happy, because there's so much in the experience. We tell them that we'll make them happy, and even in the minor of the things, if they're unhappy, we have to deal with it, right? Because you might think this is an easy job because we are spreading happiness, and what might go wrong. But even the slightest of things, if these things go wrong, we have to face a lot of it.
So I share one experience. Like it was like outdoor event. There was a celebration for a birthday, and the guy planned like a birthday for his girl. And when they are here, the celebration started. And at the same time, the happy rainfall started outside the restaurant. So we went, like it was so worse that even we couldn't control that. We can control the rain, and we thought what we can do. So we try to make everything after the rain stop, and we deal with it. That day it wasn't happening, but that was our duty to make them happy. So again we call the client, and then we went and delivered surprise to particular client at home itself. And that was they were so happy because they couldn't enjoy the moment. That was not our fault, not even their fault. It was the weather. And later on, when we gave them like a compliment surprise, and that was amazing moment. So that's how we did plan A, plan B, plan C. If not, then
Plan D. You use all the alphabets. When you run out of that, you go with the number system. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, man, that's how you do it in a startup. Now let's go a little bit into what can you guys share? Like, you guys are a startup. What can you share to other budding startups out there, or like guys that do like robotics or any kind of planning, or entrepreneur, any person with an entrepreneurial mind? What can you say from your experience? Like the one important thing each of you can say that, like, you need to have this. Have this certain kind of mindset so that like someone can learn it.
Yeah. So I basically these days we talk, we share what was the thing. So sometimes if I recall our past, how we started, and sometimes we feel very horrible, like we passed that moment, man. That's such a relief moment. So the main thing that everyone has to keep in mind, if someone is planning to jump in this entrepreneur's world, that is the psychology, because we tend to listen other success stories. We tend to follow the mentors or someone. The guy who is the motor seller, he cannot guide you. He cannot properly guide you for your restaurant business, because the mentality, the psychology is different for different people. So sometimes even we realize we get so many comments, so many compliments, and we realize that that's not that actually work for us. So if I have to suggest some people, like if someone is planning for this work, is the psychology, what you need to face for another 5 or 10 years. You need to be prepared for yourself. that cannot be created by others. You need to take a case studies, you need to take a reference, you need to ask a mentorship, you need to talk with many people, you need to do research. But beside that, the main thing that matters is your psychology, that how you prepare yourself. And beside that, like we go on like building many things, and for a startup, for entrepreneurs, for a young entrepreneurs, the most important thing is team from a different background with the emotional connections, like they can understand your speed and your rhythm as well. So that's if we can work, and there are so many other things, but for me the psychology and the team, that's very important.
For me, I think we're not in the position to give, advice.
No, but you can still
again,
share
yeah,
experience.
But from my experience, personal point of view, what I feel is, before you jump up into entrepreneurship or come up coming up to develop a new enterprise, first you should explore yourself or work in different corporates or work in different institutions first. If you don't know how to actually work with people, or how things go, and you just start something of your own when you just go bachelor's, undergrad, because the entrepreneurship thing has been fancy right now as well. When we started, everyone used to tell us, you are also following the trend and you're just enjoying entrepreneurship, you want to be a co-founder or CEO.
You're just a sheep.
That's what people used to tell us, and deep inside our heart, that's not us. We knew, but we could not prove it. Tell them that
at that time.
But right now, after 2 years, I think for 2 years we struggled so much. So we had to build the system, we had to work, human resource, and everything. That's if we've not worked outside, or we have not had that experience of working in different institutions, then right now our company would have been in the same scratch level itself, always in the scratch. Because you go for mentorship programs, you go for different programs, but that's not enough. You really need this experience that counts, like you said, years into event management and stuffs. Because right now we have like, for event or anything, there's money. If it's about finances, because he has worked or you've seen how a company runs finances, so it's him. If it's about marketing, I've worked with digital marketing companies and other digital marketing things, so it's easier for me to, this is how things go. So that's how we're combining things. Beside that, I think before you start, or you come to entrepreneurship, you start your startup, you should have that patience that nothing's going to come tomorrow or after a year. For maybe for a few years, you're going to be with empty pockets. With, I think, and you should be prepared for that. Otherwise, if you just think that you're going to be rich after a year or after 6 months, or you're going to make money, or you're going to have your own salary, this much salary, then that's not going to happen. That's what we learned, I think. Yeah.
That might be wrong for others.
That might be wrong for others. Because there are a lot of point of view.
It's every startup is different, Yeah, some startups could make money first day.
Yeah.
Some startups don't make money for 5 days, like 5 years. 5 days.
The 6 days there's money all of them.
Like Scrooge McDuck, like diving in, and then that person is like just like diving into that money pile and just doing that. Or Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants.
But if you want to start something, work in a startup, because you'll just learn how things go. Because we see startups stories on newspaper or in television interviews, similar kind of podcast. Right now today we are so informal and we're having fun. It's just, this is us actually.
Yeah, this should be us.
People don't show this kind of thing in interviews, and so formal, and everyone says, okay, this is the thing that I want to be. And
exactly.
But they don't see what's behind the curtain, or what goes behind the scenes, right? So it's really difficult, and they'll see when they come to the field, it's tough. You'll have to manage money you have to take loans from everywhere, maybe. Right now, there's no person that is left to take loans from, maybe.
Can I say something? He said about doing research about different startups. He said knowing the backhand story about startup. What I'm hearing is watch out podcast. It's really informal, and it also has a lot of research material. So you're doing our promotion. Thank you so much.
That's the same thing that I'm telling. Because when you see in television and other formal kind of show or newspaper, we share our good experiences, or if we share failure story, it's inspiring, right? But not this kind of informal thing, and they'll not see our real picture, and that's, I think, dangerous.
Yeah. You need to understand that you as a startup or a CEO of any ground level or high level, you should be an approachable person, right?
Yeah.
Right. What's yours? I talk a lot, and if I talk too much, you just like think of me as an asshole and just ignore me.
The thing about being the third one on talking about the same topic is everybody's talked about everything. So I don't think I have. I'm sorry, Manish.
And I'm sorry too for adding up that. I took all the person. I'm gonna speak and he's gonna speak.
Yeah. To sum it up, I think there are three things that are very important in my view. That in my experiences, I call it HIT. It's hustle, idea, and team. I think hustling is very important when you're working in the startup, where you're thinking about it all the time. If you're not doing anything about your work, you need to think about it all the time. You need to know what's next. I think that's the most important part. He's there to fix the finances. He's there to market, and I'm there to make the experiences beautiful. So, and that's how it really works. The hustle is always to make everything beautiful. And the idea, I think, the most important thing is idea as well. Because if you don't really have a good idea, I don't think it really works. Because most of the times, I think people told them that this idea is not going to work in Nepal at first. But later on, we really believed in our idea, and we realized that these people were talking shit.
Yeah, Babaji got told.
Exactly. And the third, exactly what Santosh said, because we have such diversified skills, it's very important that all of us work in a room according to everybody's requirements. And it's very important that hustling and creating ideas and working with a team, team like this with a brotherhood is very important. So
Pappu ka mantra hit. Pappu ka mantra hit. Pappu ka mantra hit. Okay.
sorry, Apu.
Apu Khote.
So, and one last thing, I think it's very important that I forgot about it.
HITS. Last thing is sex. No, this is an informal podcast. I just put that up. That's not his mantra.
That is not his mantra.
You're underage? No. His eyes lit up, man.
He got scared.
Anyways, that's the whole point, this podcast. Like, we want to show you the other side of that. Now, I want to ask you this, like, a question that as we haven't asked anybody in our podcast, but we're gonna start asking this. So, is there people like asking you money right now for loans, or like asking you favors to do, because now that your startup is really cool? Like, you have an incident where like somebody was like really shitting on your like startup, and after a few like months or years, like they're like, oh, now like, oh, you're so cool and everything,
Yeah, that has happened to like most of the time. Actually, when we had this idea of surprising people and earning out of it, we started sharing to many people. We went to validate the idea, but everyone said that this won't work, people are not going to pay money. They started giving examples that this business has failed in many places. Even in Nepal, people have tried it already. This won't work. And when we wanted to start, we kept it surprise or secret, just up to we were sharing this idea in 2016. The entire 2016 we were trying to share with people, and when we launched our office and social media itself in February 1st 2017. And when we started, and everyone was like, oh, they didn't listen to us. Everyone was thinking that. But after 5-6 months, and we were having a hard time at that time, but after 6-7 months, when we started rising up, then people started saying, oh, this is going to work. If you need any help, come to us. And then after maybe the next 6 months, people start telling, do you need investment? If you need any investment, I'm there to invest. Let's talk about investment. People start telling that, and that gives us the real happiness.
Yeah,
Satisfaction.
It's more about being approachable at the end of it, because we've proved them that this works, and they actually started being approachable.
Yeah. So other thing is that even right now, those people used to tell us that that won't work, this won't work, but we listen to them right now as well. We go to them, we ask them what's wrong in our business. They criticize a lot for our betterment, for our good. So in relation, we improve a lot, and that's happening right now. But
Yeah, so we're not in the position like we're not in the position that we are now done.
You don't like you were saying you don't have like the fuck you money, like say like go fuck with your money. You want the money.
we don't have.
Yeah.
We really want people who like to invest.
Yeah. So, since you're the finance guy, I want to ask you. So this is going to be a blunt question, and you are welcome to share it, not share it. I don't put people like on duress and as a. So what's like your evaluation, like company evaluation at this moment? At this moment.
No, we haven't done it.
You haven't done it? It's cool. You can get into the ground floor. So like I saw your speech the other day. I don't remember the exact figure.
No, yeah, I can share you the few numbers. Like, so we had a transaction of, we conducted the more than hundreds event in a month. Last month, February.
Oh, okay, February. Yeah.
Yeah. In a single day, we cater like more than 50 orders.
Fuck. That's impressive.
So that's two things. Monthly, we have average transaction to 7 to 10 lakh. Okay. So I don't know. You can evaluate.
That day, I think in a single day in February 14, we had around 5 lakh sales.
Yeah.
I think around 5 lakh sales. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So in numbers, like
We're in Kathmandu right now. So
yeah, this is just in Kathmandu Valley, not Valley also. In Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Lalitpur, around a ring road. Like.
Yeah, Valley. That's the.
So not so much far.
Okay.
Not in my place. I live very far actually.
Oh, where do you live?
Okay.
Nagarkot.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
okay,
You live in
I'll
like
share
an
you.
awesome place.
Wait, I'll share you some interesting story that's gonna be.
Go ahead, man. This is yours.
That's gonna be sensational hit in your podcast.
Okay.
We need this kind of person.
This guy encountered leopard twice while he ride back to home.
Twice.
Twice.
And he lived to tell the tale today.
Yeah.
Last year, what I go home my home is at Nagarkot. It's I think it's 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers far from here. Every day night I go at 9 or 10 p.m. back to my home, and when I was going once, I saw big. I first thought that it's a dog, but it was literally so long, right? And that's not dog. And I saw it just crushed, and I ride a scooter. I think that was the time that I didn't look back once. I just had to. I moved to accelerate for maybe 5 minutes, and then I reached to one of the height, and I just saw back. There's nothing, and I just went home. I didn't tell that to my parents because next day they're going to tell me that you have to come home by 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's what happens in Nepal, my friend.
That's what happened in Nepal. And then first thing that I did was we have a group chat of co-founders. I just pressed video call and I just shared. And that my heart was beating so much that I shared that this thing just happened. I just saw leopard, and from tomorrow they said me to go home already. And for a few, I think for a week I went around in 6 or 7, and last June what happened was I was going home at 8:30. It was 8:30 only. I was going and I was in the speed of I think 40 km per hour, not much as well, but I was going, and I saw something just looked at me. There was a jungle, few trees, and it just saw the eyes was so.
Your eyes
bright,
locked.
so bright.
It was,
and I saw that, and what is that? That's not dog. I saw that's not dog.
Second time.
What should I do? And it just passed. It crossed the road. It was like I think just a few 5 meters or 6 meters away. And I just because I could not stop there. I could not take back U-turn or something. I had to go in the speed. So I just accelerated. But it came back from the next side. It already crashed. It came back. I don't know. Maybe it attacked me or it saw the light and it was trying to run away. I don't know what was going to happen. But it just hit that bike, leopard. But the leopard was not very big. It was just smaller one.
BB one.
Yeah. And it hit. My scooter went to next side. I had accident. The first thing that I did was I had to. There were so many wounds, but my jackets were all torn. My pants were torn. But first thing that I did was, where is that? I saw that right in front of my scooter was here, I was here, and it was I think 2 or 3 meters in front of me. It's just sitting there because my bike hit that leopard so hard. and it was facing my side. Now, one option was I had phone in my pocket. I can take it out and call or do something. I can't run away because
you were hurt.
I just had accident, and when you have accident that
the adrenaline rush and everything,
and your whole body starts trembling and stops. So I can't run. That's gone. Now what can I do next? I can't bring my phone. I can't take my phone out because maybe it has not seen me or something. I just thought. Then at that point, I just did was I started taking all mantras maybe, or I remembering all gods. Please save me. That's the only option. And after I think 2 minutes, I was not even taking good breaths. I was holding the breath and was trying to not see that. I could not. And then one of the there was a house, little, I think 100 meters or 150 meters far, and they saw that tail light was blinking, and they saw the accident boy last one. There's an accident, and then people started coming, and they saw me. Why are you staying like this? I was so stilled, and they came 50 meters out near, and they said, why are you staying like this, stilled? Is there someone, you hit someone just now? I think that thought, and I said, no. I said, I was not speaking. And I saw something like this, and they said, what is that? And they just told, go away, and this people came, they saw torchlight. Yeah, it was not walking. It just was staying in the middle of the road, and people saw lights from different sides. And
they poked it, prodded,
and it walked. And it walked, and they said, can you ride back to home? They made me, and I said, I think I can walk. And the first time, that time I had to tell my parents because I had accidents everywhere. At once, I had to tell them what happened. And it's just a kilometer away from my home. And if I'm not going to tell the story, the other people, because everyone has seen that thing. And then I told them, and I think from that day...
You've been going home early?
For a month. And right
now he's Hunter Santosh.
Yeah, Hunter Santosh. Why did you say your Pandey was your nickname? You should have named like Hunter. We should have started off with this story, dude.
Long story, maybe boring one.
Dude, no. He already has got. He's already got hearts. Now next time he's gonna get like guns everywhere. Guns blazing. Comes Hunter Santosh. You should write like a book about that one day when you like really get.
But I wrote a status in my Facebook. I didn't know what to write. I just went home and I showed my words, and we were talking in video call. This thing happened just now, and they said, now from tomorrow you have to go home early. They started telling me because they realized that now from tomorrow you go early or you stay in my place. They started telling that. And I wrote a status.
That was just formalities.
Okay. But I wrote a status in my Facebook that it just stared at me, and I was staring that creature for a minute or 2 minutes. And that was, I thought that anything can happen right now.
This is it.
If it's going to attack me, I had a helmet in my head, and I thought for a while if I should take this helmet out, and if it attacks, I can hit with the helmet because I'm nothing else. But again, if it attacks in my head, this is sensitive one. I should not get this out.
Is this what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did. And I prayed a lot.
You already had a helmet, so you had to protect other assets, right? So yeah, that's how like in this podcast, you get to understand a lot about like a person from like their interactions with like death and stuff. I do have like experiences, but we can talk about it afterwards because I'm always here, right?
I think the podcast is so long already.
No, dude, like they will watch it. Like you got so many people following you on Instagram and stuff too, right? Exactly. You have a question?
Okay, I want to ask all of you a question. There's you right now, right? And there's you when Offering Happiness just started. If you get a chance to meet the guy who just started Offering Happiness, what would you suggest?
Yeah, let's start with you, man. You're the finance. Nice question for him, man. You never said that.
No, I actually. You never made a nice question.
Oh yeah. Dude, like this is what we've been wanting from him. His mom told him to ask questions. The whole time, like his mom, his friends, and everybody's like, "Why don't you speak? Why don't you speak?" I'm so happy about this.
I saw some podcast where, the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Even he said it.
Everyone says that.
He speaks. He makes you think. I make you entertain. He makes you think. That's
like people say like it's so sonar ki ek lohar ki.
Okay, shall we all clap him or him?
Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So what was the question?
What's the difference between? Ask it again, man.
Let him ask again.
There's you right now, and there's you who just started offering happiness. If you guys meet, what would you like to suggest that guy?
What should I suggest? Okay. So actually, I don't know what should I suggest for myself. I mean, this question is as have you ever watched the movie Khichdi?
Yeah.
At that time, the मैंने मुझको पूछा मैंने बोला. Something is going on.
I've got an answer for you, each of you, that I can say that would be my answer. But like, go ahead and I'll say it at the end.
Okay, now you start.
No, but your answer would be I would
No,
learn it.
let him start. He was the last one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your answer would be embezzlement. Learn how to embezzle. You're the finance guy.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about advice, but I tell that guy everything that happened. To be honest, everything that happened and every consequence of the decisions that we made. So I think I'll really tell them that do everything opposite of what you did. Think about it.
What? What?
Reject that.
Where did you
Reject
go
that
wrong?
offer for investment. You get a better deal next week.
Before coming to offering happiness.
Oh, okay.
Before coming to offering
Okay,
happiness.
okay.
So, you know, when you, yeah, exactly. What I meant was, you know, keep doing everything that you do. Be the best at what you're doing, and it'll be all good. I think that's the only thing that I'll tell myself. Right?
Nice.
Hey, he asked a really good question, man. They're thinking still. He asked questions. Auntie, friends.
Okay.
Me right now, I have to advise her.
Advice.
Tell something to the one.
Who just started?
The guy who
offering
didn't have a lot of hair.
This guy is playing chess now.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I would have suggested him to work more. I want that guy to work more, at least in few companies more, and then start this company.
Gain more experience.
Yeah, gain more experience. That's one thing. But again, there's other point of view, which is telling that that was the perfect time that he started. Again, so I don't know. And then other thing that I would like to tell that guy was, at that time I came late. I mean, after 6 months I joined. I said I was working part time. You should have worked full time from the beginning with the full believing that this idea is going to work. And then work in team with all four founders in the same room. If you have worked in that way, then maybe we would have reached to next height already. I think. But again, it's always just trying to have something, and things are going good.
Yeah.
So
things like
Yeah, you can
exactly.
make another industrial with his opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, keep thinking.
what's happening right now? That's meant to happen, and it's going good.
Dude, you just opened a wormhole. Now like everything is gonna go. Keep thinking. We'll come back to you. He's still thinking, man. I said, hey, learn embezzlement. Just tell that to yourself 4 years ago.
I'm telling, like, so not suggestion, but yeah, suggestion itself, because at that moment I used to think, I don't want to keep everyone in my pool, but I used to think that everything going to happen in like very easily, like we're gonna have we're gonna like experiment for 3 months, and next 6 months we're gonna have this, and in 2 years we'll have this, like, and after end of 1 year we have nothing, like.
So you are like Paresh Rawal from Addas, apna 2 eggs, 1 poultry farm.
Yeah, like generally I think that's good somehow, because that's helped us to start this. We had a confident with little bit overconfident, so that made us to start this. So that was the sparkling point. That how it gets started. But I'll suggest that person, Mr. Kafle. in 2016. From now. So you could have done like more evaluation, research. I mean, you could have went. But that's how it works.
Yeah,
It's
Right now we're learning, right?
yeah, we're learning.
Because I think it's not
Oh my God! They're already talking about that. This is good. This is good.
Okay, I wish your podcast to be world famous, and after a few years, you just come back and ask this question, and I think
Yeah, we should do this again, and then that time I'm gonna ask you, like, do you have an answer to Rivaj's question? You'll ask that question again.
Again. Never go to this podcast. Then make
yeah, it's
just kidding.
Don't listen to this guy.
Kidding, man.
at first they realize that it's going to be something very and at last they make us to play chess. I think so.
Yeah. This is like a good chess game at the end.
Chess, man.
See, we're smart. We're not only like idiots. He's smart. Man.
So you're the idiot.
I think he started with some badam pista.
Yeah, at night.
Ah, yeah, maybe.
Or maybe he's getting happiness from other kind of people. You never know, right?
I will. One thing that I will suggest that guy was, that guy used to think that that guy is going to make money very quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That one thing. So if he has to start again, then now think that it's not going to give you money in 1, 2, 3 years. Have patience. Get a backup.
Patience.
Get a backup plan.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that I would like that guy to do is work more, because that guy didn't work much. He worked smartly or didn't do much thing in the beginning, and right now, after 2 years, he realized that he has done nothing. Right. So he has to work from the very beginning. And then the other thing that was, like he said, he should also start working in the foundation. We started the company in the idea and went kind of viral kind of thing, and started floating and everyone started liking the idea, but we
Then
didn't
you
have the
started
best.
the-
We didn't have the best itself. We didn't have what other departments are going to have. We had no idea.
So you didn't have the details plugged up.
Yeah.
And I want to compliment you guys. We've had 2 kafles in our podcast so far. One has been like the co-founder of Safaluga, Pranav Kafle, and him now, Mr. Kafle here. Neeraj Kafle. Both have been one of the most enthusiastic participants in our podcast. I really like it. You know, Kafles have saved our podcast, as I like to say. And Pandey's too. And it's like
Pandey, yeah.
And Bhattai, right? Bhattai? No? Khatiwada? Okay.
First
Dude, you got like really cool people like in like the parliament and like Mr.
Yeah, exactly.
category. I like the another guy we want on our podcast is that gentleman like the Mananiya.
Yeah, let's not name him right now.
Yeah, Mananiya dude. Because
We want him.
Mananiya dude. Yeah, because the one thing he said on like the podcast, not the podcast, the assembly. Was really something that was like really forward, like the weed thing, yeah, like the forward thinking. Please, if anybody knows him, please contact him. We do a Nepali podcast too. We want to talk to him about that. It's like, yeah, you guys want to say something? I think we're at the end of this. We've talked about almost everything, right? Like,
Do you guys want us to ask you something? We didn't.
you guys want to ask us something? Welcome. Like, and also like, you know, you can tell other people like where to get your, go to your website link or whatever again, you know.
I have one question. The same that you asked.
Oh my God.
3 months ago?
Yeah.
3 months ago. The one thing that I realized, okay, 3 months ago when we started this podcast, it was about me ranting. Basically, me ranting.
Okay.
Ranting about anything I get.
And me hearing him rant.
I wanted him to speak, but like the problem was like he felt. We discussed this. Like he felt like there was like some sort of a language barrier. Now he feels more comfortable, and that was it. And now if I tell anybody, like I wouldn't change a thing. You know, like it was organic. Like we didn't promote it a lot. We just promoted it on Reddit and on a subreddit we cannot mention. And like basically we didn't even want to have a Facebook page at first because like you guys felt it, like when you tell your people to go like that page, like don't you feel like that you're the worst possible thing in the world, that you're pushing your agenda to someone like really important that cares for you and you're making them like that page, or what's that? You really feel bad, but you know, you have to do it.
I've done that a lot.
Don't like you can relate with me. Like if you don't want to do it, and yeah, that's like
We've not done it.
Yeah,
Basically. We've not told anyone to like or even
we
subscribe.
just throw it out there, and then we approached like the guy from NES, Mr. Acharya, Khagendra Acharya. He's one of the nicest dudes I've met. Like when it comes to, and he supported us. Like in the last 20 to 30 days, we've met him. He's taken our perspective from here to here and how Nepal works, and this has been a tool for us more, and then hopefully it's going to be a tool for everyone. Let him talk. Like I talk a lot. What did you feel? The same question you asked 3 months ago.
I'd say work harder on it, because I didn't.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Because I didn't.
No, there's a long story.
And,
I'll
yeah.
tell it off camera.
And-
Oh, I can tell. Can I say it on camera?
Yeah, sure.
So
why not?
like,
Yeah.
I had a long discussion with his mom yesterday. Like it's like after the event on Startup Meet, and she saw like the progress. She was like, "Oh yeah, like he doesn't work hard and whatnot." And I was in his corner actually, and then like you know, it takes there's a different perspective if you live in Nepal, and then you know if you've been doing certain way, and if you come from outside. Even if I was a lazy piece of shit over there, I still had nobody over there. I had to survive on my own. So certain skills I get, and you know, time management, all of that. You don't need to learn it, but you learn it through osmosis. Those are the skills you don't get in Nepal, because like even if you wanted to be on time, sometimes what happens is the boss doesn't come in time and all of that, and then you start making excuses, and that becomes a habit. So those are the issues his mom told me he has. I don't think he has it, but like you know, he's worked harder than anybody I've known in Nepal. Like when it comes to Bhagya, he does the editing and all that. He doesn't give himself credit. That's the whole thing, you know. Should we end at this? We're too self-indulgent. Love yourself. Love yourself. Yeah. Check their website out and check their Facebook page out.
Offering
and if you ever
happiness.
want to like surprise anyone, or if you wanna create like a happiness experience, please go to their platform and do that. And they're expanding pretty soon outside of Valley.
Yeah.
And then if you're investors out there, you know how they are in real life now. You also know how they are in professional when they're doing pitches. So please take in mind, you're not only investing in like a corporation, you're investing in people. And if the people are really genuine like them, you can get a lot of profit, not only in terms of money, but you can also get profit in terms of people. Tomorrow you get to work with these same people, you get a pleasant experience instead of working with people who don't provide you a pleasant experience.
And
So
they're giving happiness, so you're getting good karma as well.
Yeah. So are we ending this? Like,
that's it.
Okay. Thank you. We'll check.
Thank you so much. We've been so informal, and but we enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, we enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We'll catch up. We're gonna do this after a few months too. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
When you're launching a new product, we'll come in and like a hawk. We can talk about that, because we'll promote anything except like ecological terrorists. We want to save the environment. Yeah.
Not a terrorist, by the way.
Ecological.
Bye bye.
Bye bye guys.
Bye.